This video is done in partnership with Heat Free Hair. Hey peeps, welcome back to my channel. My name is Drusilla Shay, if you don't know already. And in today's video, we are gonna be talking about detangling type 4 hair. Dun dun dun. Now, when it comes to detangling type 4 hair, if you're a type 4 baddie, you know what I'm talking about. It's not always a cakewalk, okay? It's a process. I haven't always been natural. Obviously, when I came out the womb, I was natural because like, that's just how it goes. But then I started perming my hair, and then eventually at some point in college, I went back to being natural. Since then, it's definitely been a process with learning my hair, learning how to care for my hair, learning how to detangle, learning how to use products. It's just been a whole thing. But when it comes to detangling my hair specifically, it's been a continued journey. I'm constantly learning new ways, tips, tricks on how to best detangle my hair, easier ways to detangle my hair, because it is something that I have to do all the time. The natural state of my hair is just tangled. We coily over here. So my hair naturally is obviously not straight. And so when it comes to actually trying to detangle my hair, it's a process, okay? But there are definitely things that help me in that process to make things go more smoothly and more pain-free. And that is what we want. So if you want to know my 5 tips on how to detangle type 4 hair easily, then make sure that you keep on watching. All right, so my first tip, and it's probably one of my most important tips, make sure that you have a brush that is high quality and works well for your hair. Let's start off with the high quality part. If you have coily hair, kinky hair, textured hair, then you know, you've probably experienced it, but you probably also know the likelihood of a brush breaking on you. How many times have I been in the shower or somewhere trying to detangle my hair and I hear snack, crackle, pop? One too many times. There have been times when the handle of a brush has broken on me. There have been times when the bristles of a brush have just been coming out as I have been using it, and it just wasn't pretty. It doesn't make for a smooth and easy and seamless detangling process, because now you gotta go search for another brush. In order to avoid that, you wanna make sure that you're using a good quality brush. And on top of that, you wanna make sure that you're using a brush that works well for you. And I keep emphasizing for you, because not every brush works for everybody. If you guys have seen some of my other reviews on hair brushes, you'll see that some very popular brushes don't work very well for my hair. There are some brushes that I have tried that really snag on my hair and make the detangling process so incredibly painful for me. And so when it comes to me, I found my road dogs, okay? I found my selected few that have been holding me down and work really well for my hair. And that includes Heat Free Hair's high definition curl brush. Now this curl brush is chef's kiss. It is dual-sided. Not only does it have a side for detangling, but it has a side for defining. And when you're really trying to get your curls to come out to play, that's really what you need. I love the fact that I don't need 2 separate tools, 2 separate brushes to get those 2 things, detangled hair and defined hair. So what I really love about this brush, first and foremost, is the quality. The quality is amazing. When it comes to the handle, sturdy. The bristles, it's not going anywhere. And I love that for me, because that means that I can ensure that my detangling process is going to go more smoothly. I'm not gonna have to go reach for another brush or another comb, because I know that this is not gonna break on me. It is very well constructed. I love that Heat Free Hair has put as much thought into their brush as they have. Something else that I really love about this brush, as I've mentioned, it is dual-sided. So you have the detangling side. I love the detangling side because, as you can see, the bristles are more spaced out. And I love that because it makes it more pain-free for me. And they have nice flexibility, which for my coily fine hair, I really, really need. Anytime bristles are really hard, it makes things more painful for me. It snags on my hair much more. My hair tends to get tangled in the brush, and it's just not very fun. And then when it comes to the defining side, I love it because the bristles really, really work with the curls and allow it to just pop. If you are a type 4 girl and you have not always found it simple to detangle your hair, go ahead and check out Heat Free Hair's high definition curl brush. It's worked for me, so I would definitely recommend that you check it out. Next up, it is so imperative that when you are detangling your hair, you are not doing it dry. Girl, save yourself the time, save yourself the pain, save yourself the energy. Brushing through hair that is dry and curly or coily or kinky is not a good time. It is definitely going to lead to more breakage. It's definitely going to lead to damage, and it's just gonna hurt. We just don't want to put ourselves in unnecessary pain. If you've ever held a rubber band that is really hard and dry and crusty, and you've tried to pull it, you realize that it'll probably break or it will start to break. The reason why is that the elasticity is not really there anymore because it's hard and it's dry. And the same thing goes for natural hair. When our hair is dry and it's hard, it needs some loving before we just start applying pressure and pulling it and using combs and brushes. It is so important to either use a pre-poo or conditioner in your hair before you start detangling. Use some water as well, because that is going to help you not only moisturize your hair, but that's going to help bring some elasticity back to your strands so that you're not struggling when you detangle. Next up, I would recommend definitely always detangling in sections. These are not tips to detangle your hair as quickly as possible. It's never going to be as easy to detangle our hair as someone whose hair is naturally straight. We have to just, finesse. We have to use a different method to make sure that our hair is still getting very thoroughly detangled. And in order to save ourselves a headache and more pain, take your time, baby girl, okay, and section off your hair. I would say the thicker your hair is, the more dense your hair is, you definitely want to detangle in sections. Trying to just do it all in one shot is likely not going to be a smooth process. And you'll actually find that the smaller your sections are, the more pain-free the process is. So take your time with it and just detangle in sections so that you can not only do it well, but that you can do it with the least pain possible. Next up, I always say this in a lot of my natural hair videos, the direction in which you detangle makes a very big difference. You never want to detangle from the root to the tip. Girl, you just causing yourself more pain. I have definitely gone to salons where they've detangled from the root, and I had to tell them like, you're not gonna be treating my hair this way for the sake of your strands. Make sure you start from the tip and you slowly make your way up to the root, okay? That is the best way to detangle. That causes the least breakage, and on top of that, the least pain. I know that these tips are more time consuming, but at the end of the day, our hair is just naturally going to take more time, and that's okay. Beauty comes with work, okay? Last but not least, my most important tip when it comes to detangling type 4 hair. The most important thing to have is patience. We all need a little bit of patience, or a lot of bit of patience. We're gonna have times and days when our hair is not always cooperating. We're gonna have times and days when our hair is dry, extra tangled. It's not always gonna be a walk in the park, but what always makes it easier is having patience. If you are in a rush and you trying to detangle your hair, it's probably not going to be the best time to detangle your hair. You might just have to throw on a scarf. You might have to finesse something, throw on a hat. If I don't actually have the time and the energy and the patience to do my hair, I just wait, because I know that I'm not gonna be able to take care of my hair in the way that it should be taken care of if I don't have patience. You have a lot of cases out there where people have suffered damage to their hair because the person taking care of their hair, whether it's a parent or a stylist, or they themselves taking care of their hair, didn't have patience and was just trying to rake through their hair, and then you see a lot of extra hair on the brush, you see breakage, you see extra damage even after the fact, and you just don't want to put yourself through that unnecessary pain, honestly, and you just don't want to add that extra damage to your hair when it's not necessary. It doesn't need to happen, sis. So just make sure that you're giving yourself time and space to care for your hair. To be honest, that's even why I cut my hair. I knew that I would not be able to take care of my hair in the way that it should be taken care of because of the time factor. And so I just had to be honest with myself. I knew the day would come though. I had to chop. So we just have to accept the fact that our hair comes with a lot of maintenance. And if you want to keep that hair on your head, you have to take care of it. We have to take care of it. When we have patience with our hair, we tend to detangle it more gently, okay, which means less damage. We tend to add the extra product that we need to add, which means less damage. We tend to care for our hair and pay attention to it more, which means, come on, say it with me, less damage. I think you get the point. Those are my 5 tips for how to detangle type 4 hair easily. Now, I know I'm not the only type 4 girl out there with tips and tricks on how to detangle hair. So please go ahead and add on to this list down below. I would love to hear from you guys. Let's make this a conversation. I'll meet you guys in the comment section. Also, let me know if you have tried Heat-Free Hair's high definition curl brush before. Let me know how you've experienced it. I'll leave the link for it down below for you guys in the description box so you can check it out. And with that being said, while you're in the vicinity, please go ahead and make sure that you press that red subscribe button, join the family. And while you're at it, please go ahead and turn on that bell notification button so that anytime I post every week, you will be up to date. Thank you guys so much for joining me for another video. God bless you, and I'll see you in my next video next Sunday. Deuces.